In the world we live in today, we're facing major environmental crises like climate change, global warming, and so on. And we have growing inequalities across the world in many countries and within countries and between countries. There's a new way of thinking about R&D, that it's vital for economic growth and economic development. But we know equally it's vital for achieving sustainable development goals. And increasingly, with the inequalities in the world and the sustainability challenges we face, R&D, science and developing new technologies is vital to addressing these challenges.
The Department of Science and Innovation, through the Center for Science, Technology, Innovation Indicators at HSRC, has been investing in the measurement of R&D for more than 2 decades.
Across the globe, strong and competitive economies have a high level of R&D. Our survey measures R&D funding, R&D expenditure, and also the profile and composition of R&D personnel. This gives us the detailed insight we need to advise the Department of Science and Innovation on how to use R&D to improve the South African economy.
R&D occurs across different sectors of our society. We survey the 5 main sectors: government, science councils, higher education, business enterprises, and not-for-profit organizations.
The work that our respondents do is very important to us. Without the participation of our respondents, we won't have any idea as to where there's a need within their sectors.
South Africa's science councils and research laboratories perform R&D vital to key national priorities. I'm here at iThemba Labs, Africa's leading facility for accelerator-based science. So I'm here with Ms. Mandlakazi Ntoy, who's from the Department of Nuclear Medicine. Mandlakazi, can you please tell us what type of work you do here?
We produce and supply the local South African nuclear medicine community as well as exports. For example, we have 11 MEV dedicated cyclotron here that we use to produce F-18 every morning. It's sent to local hospitals every morning, and they use that for metabolic studies, for an example, for lung cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, and much more. So the work that we do is of utmost importance in the society.
Radiation biology is a scarce skill in the country, and we do also offer, for instance, a biodosimetry service. So we are the national laboratory for biodosimetry, which means that the radiation workers all over South Africa wear radiation badges. So the people that work at Kuberg, but also at other industrial mining sites, use radiation in their daily operations as well. So when they are potentially overexposed, the Department of Health contacts us to analyze the blood samples of the radiation workers in order to see how bad radiation exposure was.
Universities play an important role in South Africa in terms of performing R&D. They are the second largest performer in R&D in the country, and the type of research that they perform is important in that it contributes significantly to both the private and the public sector. We've got a huge complement of postgraduate students, but we don't always see the uptake of those students into research personnel. And by collecting information as valuable as the R&D data, it helps us to understand how are we capacitating the next generation of researchers, but also so that we can see them being absorbed into the system.
Because we follow the survey methodology of the International Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, South Africa's R&D data can be compared to that of other countries. This provides a crucial benchmark of challenges and progress. We also measure the contribution of R&D to GDP. This gives us an indication of South Africa's growth potential.
Business sector comprises of IT, mining, manufacturing, pharmaceutical and finance sectors. Business plays a very important role in South African R&D community as the largest contributor to R&D. We need to grow business R&D in South Africa, and the annual survey help us to track this. We identify R&D performing businesses for the survey based on indexes including the JSE Top 100 Companies, Technology Top 100 and others. The information provided by the respondents is confidential and anonymized to protect the unit level data.
The quality of the data is very important to us. We put a lot of processes in place so that we can equip our staff to ensure that the data is properly managed and of high quality.
We are trying to do more and different kinds of analysis. For example, how much R&D is being spent on the green economy, or how much R&D is being spent on health, or are we producing the right numbers of researchers and technicians that is needed for the national system of innovation.
So Charlotte, of the work you are doing here, what societal impact would you like to see?
I would love to see the projects that we are currently having, to see the projects grow, but also to see the people behind the projects grow. I think one of the societal impacts you obviously want to reach is to see the PhD students graduate and get a career in science or industry where they can continue the good work.
What I think I love the most about the job is the impact it has in society. So each morning when you get here, you know that you have some sort of impact in the greater society. You're not just doing chemistry just for yourself, but there is a good impact that you do each morning. That I really appreciate about the job that I do.
Fantastic. Each day, the personnel at national R&D facilities like iThemba Labs delivers high impactful science that benefits society and the economy.
We've gotten much better at collecting data, creating indicators that meets international standards. We've put in a lot of effort in upskilling researchers, building capacity within the measurement of R&D, as well as making sure that we've covered all the major R&D performance in the various sectors within the country.
We think it's very important that a centre like this is located in a science council, because for the past more than 20 years we've been able to develop expertise. We've created a systematic and rigorous repository, and we've created a body of analytical products. And this is made available and accessible to all researchers, to all policy makers, and to those in government departments, both in South Africa, across the African continent, and globally.
Moving forward, the Department of Science and Innovation has developed a white paper and a decadal plan to set clear direction for R&D to play a critical role in rebuilding our economy and also addressing our socio-economic challenges.